Welcome back. We are going to be looking at section 5-2. This is about proportions. This is the page that I'm going to be working on. The first one we're going to be working on is number 1. We want to tell whether the ratios form a proportion. So we are looking at 1/5 and we want to compare it to 5/15. Basically, we want to know, are these equal? All right, there's a few different ways to do this. You could first reduce the fraction. So I can see that if I divided this by 5, top and bottom, I would have a new fraction of 5 divided by 5 is 1. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Do these equal? Well, no, they don't do that. So that tells me this is not a proportion. Okay. You could also try this method. So 1/5 equals 5/15. Right. Now, I know 5 times 3 gave me 15. Whatever I do to the bottom, I should be doing to the top. So 1 times 3 should have given me a 3. So this is not a proportion, okay, because this is a 5 and it should have been a 3. Okay? Sometimes though, they don't work out as nicely. If you look at the next one, I have 5/8 and I want to see if it's proportional to 62.5 over 100. Okay? So we're going to take a look real quick down here. An equation stating that two ratios are equal is a proportion. So what we're doing here in part 1 is we're saying, could we set these equal? Would it be true if they were equal? Okay. We can also say this a different way. Two quantities that form a proportion, or basically are equal, are known as proportional. So if your two ratios are equal, you are a proportion, or you could say you're in proportion. So let's try this one. This one is not nice. So what we're going to do here is our butterfly palm tree method. Many of you did butterfly method years ago in 4th grade. This is a great place where it is true, it works great, use it. So 5 times 100 is on the one side. And then on the other side, we have 62.5, 62 and 5/10 times 8. Okay, I know 5 times 100 is 500. I can multiply this. Yes, you do have your calculators, but I'm going to help you remember the most important thing when you are multiplying decimals is our wall. 5 times 8 is 40. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 4 is 20. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 2 is 50. Okay. We can look at this and we see that we have one decimal spot, and we have none here. So 1 plus 0 is 1, so we're going to come in from the wall one spot, and that's where our decimal goes. Okay? It is a trailing 0, so it does fall off. So we're just left with 500 equals 500, and that is true. So that means it is proportional. So these two are equal because they are proportional. Alrighty, so we can also do the same thing when we have words. This says, remember from lesson 4.1, whatever's first is going to stay in the top. So 28 points in 3 games. So we're going to say 28 points in 3 games. And we want to know, is this proportional to 112 points? That's again going to go in the numerator because points are both up top, and 12 games. Okay. Now, I know 3 times 4 gives me 12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, can I do the same thing? Can I multiply 28 times 4 and get 112? So 28 times 4, 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. And yes, that is the same thing. So these are proportional. Alrighty. Letter D, same thing. So the one I'm going to look at this time is 32 notes in 4 measures. And I want to know if that is equal to 12 notes in 2 measures. Well, when I look at this, I know that 12 divided by 2 is 6. I know 32 divided by 4 is 8. Does 6 equal 8? And no, they don't. So that means no, this is not a proportion. It is not proportional because they are not equal. Right, so there are quite a few word problems in this topic. Remember, whatever they mention first is always going to go first or in the top in the numerator of your fraction. All right, the last one says you can type 105 words in 2 minutes. So we have 105 words in 2 minutes. Your friend can type 210 words in 4 minutes. So 210 words in 4 minutes. Okay. Again, you could do the butterfly method, you could reduce fractions, you could do many different things. For me, I like the fact that I know 2 times 2 is 4. So that tells me if this is true, I'm going to take 105 times 2 and I'll get 210. So 105 times 2, 5 times 2 is 10, carry my 1. 0 times 2 is 0 plus 1. And then 2 times 1 is 2. And that is exactly what it should be. So yes, these are proportional. They're exactly the same, even though it looks a little bit different. It's almost like our equivalent fractions. They always look a little bit different.